Hey, sorry. My boo-boo, my mistake, guys. When I was mucking around trying to set up the camera on the chair there, I hit the stop button on the GoPro. So, right, so let's just wait, give it a bit of a time. That's a shame, stupid thing for me to do there. I had quite a few watching as well. So we'll just wait till a few years catch up, and then we shall, now let me delicately this time try to set this up without touching these buttons. Now I hardly touched that button. I hardly touched it, guys, and it switched off. All I wanted to do, okay, there you go. Right, so we'll just wait till a few of you catch up. Loud and cool. Okay. Now, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Now, I've got my mic on, so hopefully this is working through my Rode mic. So let me know if you can't hear me, okay, before we go ahead. So, Saw Adventures. Hey Steve, how you going? Yeah, my mistake this time, Steve. I accidentally hit the button on the GoPro and the feed. It is. Steve, actually let me show that comment. It was my fat fingers. Oh, hang on. Camera's over here. It was me fat fingers. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty good angle. I think we're looking pretty good there now. So, as I mentioned before, it's a shame. We got 7 watching. We did have more than that before. Oh, my fat fingers got in the way and accidentally hit the off button on the camera. So we lost that footage. Okay. Right. So, as I mentioned, bit of an activity today. Seeing it's a bit cooler. Even though I'm sitting in the sun, the GoPro's in the sun, but hey, if I put it in the shade, it's going to be a shit shot. So, you know me, I like to try to get the best that I can. The footage, this looks pretty good. The grass is mowed, nice and green, getting a lot of rain. Beautiful blue sky, as you can see, beautiful weather. So let's just pretend it's a lot cooler than it is, and I'm out camping, and this is a campsite. Luckily, I've got a yard. Why am I looking at my phone? Luckily, I've got a yard big enough so I can camp in the back. So, I've arrived at camp. Most of the time, what takes me the longest to setting up camp is finding level ground, or at least a little bit of an angle. I like to always sleep up this end here. Now, in regards to the Bundu top, actually, I had a message from, I think it's either one of the workers or the manager from Bundu Top. I hope I'm saying it correctly, that I'm not saying Bundu Top correctly. So he said the oo at the end is more like the oo and book. So it should be Bundu Top. I was saying Bundu Top or something, or Bundu Top. It should be Bundu Top. I think that's how you pronounce it. So all along, I've been saying it incorrectly. So it's a Bundu Top. So it's Bundu Tech Bundu Top. I think I got it right. I know they're going to keep an eye on me. Give me a thumbs up if you guys from Bundu Top are watching, if that's correct. Okay. All right. So I normally like to sleep up this end. So I usually like the front end of the vehicle up a bit higher. The reason being is that it helps to run off for the water. Otherwise you tend, just the way it's designed on these Bundu tops, you can tend to get a little bit of water sitting up the top there. And again, the way these Bundu top ladders are designed, let me go grab the ladder, I'll put the phone away. So this is the standard bundu top ladder that you get with it. And it's like conventional ladder. I love these. Yes, takes up a little bit more room. It's lightweight though, but what I like about it is that sand and grit and stuff that gets in anywhere here doesn't damage it. All you do when you come home is you just give it a hose out and it's clean. It's quick to set up, etc. Now, not like your conventional ladders, the cheap Chinese ones. When you open them, you can lock them in place. With this, guys, you cannot lock this in place, okay? Some people do. I don't know how they do it. We can't do it on this. Probably from the inside here, they will drill a hole through there and put a locking pin in there. You could do that, okay? But I never bothered. But what it means though, is that when you climb up into your rooftop tent, if you're using this ladder, so this part, okay, when you're stepping on this part, your weight is supported on the ground. But then when you're stepping on this part, your weight is not supported on the ground anymore. It's supported off your bundu top via your attachment points over here. So you have to make sure these attachment points are really strong. But what also can happen is, guys, and this happened to me the first few times I went away camping with this, when it rained. The first time I went camping with this, it rained for a whole week while I was sleeping in it. And when I would climb up, right, I'd climb up. And as soon as I got to this top rung, and my weight was then held by the vehicle, the bundu top, so the vehicle tended to like this. Of course, there was water sitting up top there. We can imagine where all that water ended up. Yep, all over me. All over me. So I got soaked, I was saturated. So the first night I climbed up there in bed and I was soaked. So, and this was in winter, okay? So I've eliminated that problem now, not by changing the ladder, but by putting the roof out on that section. And I'll show you that soon. Actually I will set that up and show you that, and how that eliminates the problem. But actually, Bundu Tech have got a new style, a ladder coming out, and I've saw glimpses of it. I've managed to find a video on it, and I tell you what, Bundu Tech, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly this time, Bundu Tech. I'd love to be able to get my hands on one of those ladders. So are they going to come in Australia? Are you going to sell them? Because from what I've seen, they got this ladder system that folds up, and then in here they got another bag along here, similar, well I'll show you shortly where my bundu suite and the roof is for the entrance section is. They got a short bag that goes along there, zipped up on one end, and inside that bag is your ladder. Then the ladder comes out, and then I don't know how they do it, but it folds this way. Okay, so it folds in at the length round about that meter long, and then the whole thing just folds in like that, and it looks really strong. So that'll be perfect, because then I won't have to carry the ladder inside the car. Although in my case it's not a problem, because it just slides in the back right in here up against the fridge here. It just in there. I can that little bit more, you know. But you also got to consider the weight too. Then if you do that, it's the weight up the top here too. So that's another thing. So I need to look into it further if I do it, to see what sort of weights we are. So I hope we're still working here. I hope we're still on live here. Okay, so I'm going to pretend, right, we're out camping. So I pulled up. Usually first thing I like to do is set up my ostrich wing awning. Now I'm just going to take me time. I've got no choice but to take me time. I'm a little bit incapable today. I've got a very sore left arm. Okay. Now very important with the bundu top, you must raise a little bit of canvas right there in the middle there so it doesn't get hooked. Then pull this canvas tight so you get a nice taut fit. Okay, and that's it. That is basically done. And all I need to do then, if there's any signs of any rain, let's just lift that up. Now I've got this flap here to open the door. On the back of my fridge, I keep these two, this is in the way, I keep these two magnets. So I held these at the back by the magnets. Now I made that. Just excuse me while I go set up this end. And then I should grab a chair and then set up my chair, which we'll do that right now. So I've got a chair, it sits right there in that spot. It varies which chairs I bring. I've got many different types and styles of camping chairs. This is by far the most popular one, the one I use the most, and I've owned this for years. In fact, I've got another one which I think is called the Chair One, that is probably 15-20 years old, and it still looks brand new. The only thing with this chair is it's a little longer than other chairs, but I think it's worth it because it's lightweight. Now that's both an advantage and both a disadvantage, being that it's lightweight. I did it wrong. Okay, I haven't used this chair for quite a while now. It's been sitting in the back for probably, I think the last time I used it was September last year, so I forgot. I can't remember if I did use this or the Drifter Stockton chair. I might have used the Drifter Stockton chair. Now I'm making it take a lot longer than what it should because I've got a really sore arm. And then what I normally do then when I'm at camp, because that's pretty much my camp setup, then what I normally do is go grab a cold drink and sit down. So this is what I normally do. Let me just get my phone. And let me move this out of the sun here. There we go. Can you still see me if I sit here? So that's what I normally do. Okay, so I'm pretty much a camp setup. That's it. Most of the time, that's it. Now you might be wondering, what about my rooftop tent? Well, it's all set up. It's all ready to go. It's all I have to do there, unclip 4 clips, and I'll show you soon. There's 4 clips, I undo and press a button, 20 seconds it's done. The bedding's already up there, the bedding's already made, so I don't need to make the bed. The lighting switches are already up there, the power's already up there, the LED lights. In fact, when you get the Bundu Top, I hope I pronounced it correctly, you get all that included, okay? That's all included. In fact, I was watching, watching a YouTube channel this morning. I think it's 4x4 Adventures. I think his YouTube channel name is. So I can't recall now, but he's making a custom built camper trailer and he put a 23-0 on the top. And it's one of the ones, you know, the A-frame ones. I think he said, he didn't tell me, he said in the video, it's worth $4,000. And I thought, wow, $4,000, geez, that's a lot of money for what is in there. Yeah, the Bundu Top, I hope I pronounced it correctly again. They are more money, but I'll tell you what, for the quality, for the comfort, for the setup, and for the weight you save with these, I would personally would have saved a bit longer. If you didn't have the money, I would have saved a bit longer and get one of these, because I think they're just far superior over what I've seen on that 23-0. Again, I'm being honest here, as he was being honest. Now, he picked that up for half price, $2,000 he paid for it. For what a bargain, that is a good price for $2,000. But he didn't sound very happy with it. He didn't sound very happy with it during that video. And he pointed out a lot of the features why he was not happy with. And there is one though, there is one that he did pick out, and I thought it would have been a problem as well. It's the way the doors open up, where it's connected at the bottom, and you've got to always climb over the fabric when you come in and out. All I did, and he showed it in the video eventually, all you do, it doesn't take long, few seconds, not even that guys, couple seconds, roll it up quickly, tuck it up on the side of your mattress, and it won't be in the way, never in the way there. So that's basically it. So what I do, the way I look at it when I go camping, now let me just, my left arm is really sore, so let me just set this up like so. There we go. Now I forgot what I was saying. Well, this mic is really digging into me. Hang on, we are live here. Now, I don't see any point when I go to camp, and a lot of people that I camp with that are watching this now, I go camping with on a regular basis, would notice this, that I don't generally set the rooftop tent till a lot later in the day. The way I look at it, it's so easy to set up. Basically, I just press a button, 20 seconds it's set up. The bed's all made, the whole thing. So the way I see it, why have it set up during the day, all day long? It's in the elements, UV, even though it's UV treated, very strong heavy duty canvas, really thick canvas, and the canvas is thick. You climb inside there and close all the doors, it's dark in there, it's pitch black. You cannot see outside any light coming in, so it's awesome if you want to sleep in of a morning. So I love that, and it's UV treated heavy duty canvas, which is very important for our climate here, because I've found some other that even cost as much, not even more than what this one did, such as the iCamper. Now that iCamper that I used to have, it's the second last rooftop tent I had before I got this one. I had the iCamper, that was me first. Then I got to try out the Drifter Stockton rooftop tent for a month, and then I went and purchased the Bundu Tech, and now what's that? It's been well over 2 years. I think it's 2 years, could even be 3 years. No, I think it's 2 years now that I've owned that, and it's got a lot of use. It's got a lot more use than what the iCamper ever had. But this is what I noticed with the iCamper. Okay, the iCamper is great. There's a lot of great features that I loved about it. All right, And the big thing is the size. It was tremendous, the size, but it had more negatives than positives, that iCamper. For a start, it's like sleeping on a torture machine. The mattress are about 2 inches high, so it's just impossible. Then to get into your self-raising mattresses, and then your bedding you got to make every time, and then at the best of time, I hate making beds even at home, so let alone why am I going to want to make beds all the time? You know, if I want to go somewhere, I had to get all the air out the thing, and it's just so cumbersome. It's just so much work that you just didn't go anywhere. You just didn't feel like going. Whereas this one here, so quick, press a button, 20 seconds, drops down, fold this awning away, bank, jump in the car, and away you go for a drive. It's quicker than a caravan. It's actually quicker than a caravan. Boy, I hope I found this working. Complaint here about sound. I can't see anyone saying, yes, Trev, it's still live. It's about 4. I did a boo-boo before. This is the second. When I was mucking around trying to set up the camera, so I could show you setting up this awning, I accidentally hit the on-off button on the GoPro, and I'll tell you what, I didn't think I touched it that hard, and it turned the camera off. So I lost and cut off of me head off, am I? Oh, I can see myself here. Hang on, let me turn the screen on. Yeah, no, I can see myself here. So let me check the camera. Oh, she's hot. She's hot, guys. Wow, and it's got a really cool breeze here, and that camera's smoking hot. No, that's ridiculous. Let's hope it lasts. If it cuts again, it'll be because the camera's overheated and switched off. All right. If that happens again, I'm not going to bother about going back on live today. So that'll be it. Call it at that. And now, I'm surprised. There's actually a really nice cool breeze coming through, a southerly breeze, and I wouldn't have expected this thing to get hot. And it's only streaming at 1080, so it shouldn't get that hot really. It's crazy. And I haven't got the battery on the inside of the camera. I'm using the external little tripod holder with a lithium battery built into it, and it's powered off that. So there's absolutely no reason why this thing should be as hot as it is. I think it's just a GoPro thing. And it's why I hate it. I hate it. I hate this camera. So I regret buying it. Breaking up occasionally. Okay. Yeah, well, that's, you know what my place is like with streaming. I am on the what do you call Starlink, because I don't have NBN yet. I don't have NBN connected. I disconnected it and put Starlink on since November, I think it is, or early December, and it's the best thing I've done. So I've got no NBN here. So unfortunately with Starlink, when you're going live, what happens is every so often the Starlink changes over to another satellite as the other one goes out of range. Then the new one comes into range. And I believe someone told me it's something that happens every 5 or so minutes. And probably a fraction of a second you lose signal. Now you never notice it if you're streaming Netflix, you're on your computer, you're browsing the internet, that fraction of a half a second, not even that, 0.1, 0.2 of a second, where it loses connection, you won't notice it. But you do generally pick it up just a little bit when you're live streaming. Okay, so that's why this is. Now, it shouldn't do it too bad. It should just break up a little bit, fraction of a second, and then it should be back on immediately, at least for 5 or 6 minutes, from what I've been told. So, yeah, so this is basically my camp setup. Now, if I want to cook something, I just pull the kitchen drawer out. You saw that drawer there that I made. I just pull that out and put a little either induction or an air fryer or one of those little gas butane canister stoves that I'm going to plan on using more often. Or I pull out the camp cube and get a bit of charcoal, start it up and cook it, sit it under the awning here and cook on that. Pizzas, anything like that. But then let's show you before this thing overheats and shuts down. So let's pretend now. Okay, let's pretend now. I'll try to do this one-handed if I can. So next thing I do now is turn the camera around so I can show you, is I then, okay, you got these clips. So undo these clips, like so. Now, in my vehicle here, before I go any further, I have this main switch here. That's to turn the power on and off to my rooftop tent. Okay, so I switch that on, because if I don't switch that on, then we don't get any power. Right, try to see if I can get this out. Oh geez, that's not easy, hang on. I like to always put these clips back in place, but I got it, yep. It's not easy doing that one-handed, especially when you've got a busted arm. I normally wrist this up and gain access to those, but because I've got a bung arm, and there you go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put those there just because my arm's bunged up, because I'll be putting it back away soon. That's it. So make sure all those 4 clips undone. Alright. Now, I won't bother and show you the roof section this time. That's the roof section. If you want to see me set that up, go back on my videos. There's plenty of videos setting that up. And then all I'll do now is, hang on, I can't find the button. I've got an up and down button. And that's all I do, is press that. And that's all set up. Now it's got a limited switch on there, so when it's at the right temperature, at the tension, not temperature, tension, it stops going up. And then I just grab my ladder. So I just do that before I want to go to bed. I can leave that with 5 seconds, even 5 minutes before I go to bed at night, I can do that. And then just hook the ladder on. Now, hang on. I'm not going to be able to do that one-handed. Let me set this GoPro up over here. Geez, I hope the wind don't blow that down. Oh, well, wouldn't worry me, to be honest, guys, if it does break down and break that thing. And that's it. So I want to show you, when I climb up this, what I was explaining before, how when you get the top rungs, you can feel the vehicle. So I'm on the bottom now, so it's for all my weight on there, okay? Now, I don't know if you notice it. So what happens when you get to the one, then what happens is your body weight is then held by your rooftop tent. Okay, so if there's any water sitting on the top of that, go pooh, all over you, as I found out the first time I'm set up. Now you know what this is? This is the Bundu Suite. This is the, again, I've got plenty of videos on this. There's no point me setting this up now. But if I want to have a shower, I just undo that. Just and the whole thing by itself folds out. And it's basically a 2.1 by 1.1 meter shower tent, enclosed change room, etc. in here. So now I'm going to take you up into the Bundu before we do it, let's go back and have a bit of a look again. So there it is there. Let's go back here, show you the setup. As you can see, takes up little footprint area. There it is there. You can see the ostrich wing. I don't need to drop the legs down. It's pretty rare that I ever do. But if I do need to, there are these legs, 3 legs that's folded up. So there you go. So let's go climb inside. Now I'll give you some tips for those who owns the Bundu top. You notice I've got, have a look in here. See how I've got all the windows spread out like this? That's how it's recommended. So it's recommended by Bundu top, particularly if you're in an area where there's a lot of winds blowing. It's recommended to store this way, okay? So I've got 2 pillows up here. All I do, this part here, I fold this up like so. And now I'll just climb in the rest of the way. And here we are. I'm now inside my Bundu top. And all I've got to do is just close these windows. I won't do it now. But you can see my bed in here is all made. Actually, can I change this lens to wide format? No, it doesn't look like I can. No, not while I'm live. No, I've got no access to any menus. Boy, that thing is hot. So here we are. And whew, I'll tell you what, it is very comfortable. And it's going to make myself comfortable. Excuse me. Oh, it's better. Oh, and because I got 4 big, check this out guys, 4 big windows. The breeze coming through here, oh, it's cool here. And the top is very well insulated. So this has been sitting outside in the sun for quite some time. That's cool to touch. So it's really insulated. So you can see I got the light here. And I got 2 fans here. So if there's not enough wind, I could turn, and there's another one here. I could turn those fans on. And that's giving me a really nice breeze in the face. So I tell you what, camping in summer, this is ideal in here because it is so much cooler up in here, particularly if you've got a breeze. So, but But then it's so freaking hot. I don't go camping to sit in the tent all day. I want to get out and about and do stuff. And in summer it's just too hot to do all that. So you can see the arms. Don't ask me how it works, how the mechanism works. There's a winch over there. It's like a little boat winch. Okay. So it's never failed in 2 years, and it's had a lot of use in 2 years. It's never failed. So I love the colour scheme. I love how it's just straight up and down. It just feels like it's so much more roomier. And that's another thing, what's his name, in the video that he showed on his custom built camper trailer, where he's talking about the 23-0. It was 110 kilos. Oh my gosh, 110 kilos. Geez, that's just too heavy. There's no way in the world you could have that on top of your vehicle unless you got like those real big Rams or the Land Cruiser 200s or something like that. Even then you wouldn't want that sort of weight up there, really, to be honest. At least not just in one component. So really it's only good for a camper trailer. But these only weigh about 75 kilos. So that's all it is. These are about 75 kilos. So what's that? That's like 35 kilos lighter. Honestly, if you're watching this video, geez, I would have gone for the Bundu Top. I hope I pronounced it properly. Bundu Top. He told me, I'm pretty sure, as I mentioned earlier in the video, someone from Bundu Tech contacted me saying I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I'm doing the bund correct. No, bund because my name is Bundaberg. I know how to spell the bund, so it's bund. And it's Bundaberg, it's B-U-N-D-A. And I think I've been saying Bundatech, Bundu Top or something, but he says he's got to do more like the U, it's a B-U-N-D-U. The U is more like a O. Like when you're saying book, ooh. So I suppose it's Bundu Tech, I don't know. I can't pronounce it, sorry guys, that's the best I can pronounce it. I can't pronounce it any better than that, so I hope I'm correct there. I think it's Bundu Tech, Bundu Top, Bundu, that must be it, Bundu Tech, Bundu Top. So that's the manufacturer's called Bundu Tech, South African, handmade, each one's all handmade, Bundu Tech, and the model is the Bundu Top. So that's it. So, oh, it's so nice in here, and I'll tell you what, this mattress is the most comfortable mattress that you could ever, the mattress in this is 10 centimeter thick, right, 10 centimeters, not like the other rooftop tents I've owned. They are only about 2 inches thick, and the first night you go sleep in them, and oh my gosh, after 2 hours you almost just got to get out of bed and straighten your back up. I don't know how you people can sleep in those rooftop tents with those 2 inches or 3 inch mattresses. Probably if I was in my teens, early 20s, I could probably do it. But as you get older and your body starts to wear out, and you get the creaks and groans and your back gets out of shape and so on, it's a torture machine. You cannot do it. But this mattress, honestly, it's just so much, it's more comfortable than my bed in the house there. Oh, I'm just laying here and it is so relaxing. So, and it's just this nice breeze coming through. So, wow, this camera is still, okay. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to put this camera, just need to cool this camera down, so hopefully you don't get too much wind noise there. I'm just gonna put it in front of the fan. So it doesn't cut down. Now unfortunately I forgot my phone. I left my phone out in the back patio there, so I can't see any messages. So if you're wondering, I am live, and I am live laying in my Bundu Tech I think it's called Bundu Top rooftop tent, handmade from South Africa. So I just wanted to show you, you know, a bit, instead of just showing me, you know, sitting down, although right now I'm laying down talking to you. I wanted to show you some activity, although it doesn't look like it right now. I'm not doing any activity, but I guess I am. I'm kind of pretending I'm camping, even though I'm in my backyard. Luckily I've got a nice big backyard, as you can see. So I'm kind of pretending that I'm out camping, and I thought this would be a great opportunity, you know, just to show you guys that what I do after so many years now to own my setup, what I do when I go camping, how I set up. So yeah, it is just so easy, and it's the same when I pack away. All I've got to do is open all the windows, fold them out like I showed you before, climb down, and then I put the ostrich wing awning away first, then I push the button, it drops down in 20 seconds, clip it up, and then away I go driving. So quite often when me mates are packing, you know, they're packing up, I'll sit there with me camp set up ready, sit down, I'll either be in hand usually because they have a good system in place and how they pack up. So I just sit down and drink and just watch them. Sorry. And then that's my excuse anyway, and I just watch them, and then I ask them, you can vouch on me if you stay, you're watching Steve, and I'll just say, oh, how long you got to go, Steve? And he says, oh, another 10 minutes. Oh, okay, I'll sit down on my chair for another 5 minutes, and then when they're almost finished packed, 5 minutes to go, I pack up and I'm done in a few minutes. So like I said, I'm really happy with my setup. I really am. I don't think there's any way I can improve upon it, really. For me, it's just absolutely perfect. So great for touring, etc. Absolutely perfect for that, and that's what it's pretty well set up for. It's purposely set up for that. It's not set up for extreme full driving. I'm not into that stuff anymore. I used to. Okay, I used to love doing that, but not anymore. I just want to use it to travel from place to place. And about the most extreme full driving I will do now is over at Fraser Island. And I do not call that extreme full driving, although some people call it is extreme full driving, but I don't call it extreme full driving whatsoever. So, oh, I could lay here all day. This is wonders for me back. It just feels so great. I cannot tell you. I suppose the only way, you just need one of these, try it out. The Bundu Top. I hope I pronounced it correctly. The Bundu Top. So what I suppose we should try to, let me see if I can set this up. Hang on, very carefully. How's that for? Oh man, I bet you that must be a terrible view. Look like a big. The angle of this lens, just looking at that makes me look like a freaking hippo. So let's just try to set this up somehow over here. Sorry if you're looking at me butt. Let me see if this works. Oh, hang on. Man, that looks terrible. Oh, this is what happens when you're filming live and you haven't got your good camera. Oh, so that's what happens. All right, so I get up in the morning. I better turn the fan off, I suppose. Put my hat on. They are a little bit noisy, I must admit. Those fans are a little bit noisy because they're using computer fans. So yeah. Well, I tell you what, that's cooled that camera down a little bit there. So fold all this out like so, climb out, Make sure your left foot's on the ladder beforehand, and then away you go. There we are, it's easy as that. Now, oh shit. Hang on, just let me put the camera here and grab this, ready for packing away. I'll leave it up for a couple hours today just to air it out. Every so often, that's what I do. I like to air it out. Rooftop tent, that is. So, yeah, cause your mind's in your gutters, some of yous. I'm talking about airing out my rooftop tent, just in case you're wondering. And that's how you want to set this up when you pack it away. Okay, so now let's climb down the ladder. You can join me climbing down the ladder. I just take my time, as you can see. Easy, no sweat whatsoever. So, whoa, I tell you what, those thongs, oh, they're hot. Oh, I gotta leave them in the shade for a while. Oh boy, whoo-hoo, that was hot. Where did I put my phone? Let me go grab my phone and check what messages I've missed out on, and then I'll be back. Oh, here's me cold water over here. Oh. There you go. Whew. I need a drink first. Some of the camps that I've had in the past, let me get a chair. Can you see me? Can you see me? There we go. Just want to get myself comfortable. Some of the camp setups that I've had in the years gone by, I kid you not, I'd be still setting them up now. So you saw how quick that was? How I generally set up camp? Let's check out all our messages. You're breaking up occasionally. Oh well. Hopefully it's not too bad. Put your Milwaukee fan behind your... Yeah, probably should do that. She's pretty warm. I'm just touching it, but it's not hot enough that it'll fry eggs. And I found out that when it gets that hot that you can't touch it, that's when it switches off. So, yeah. Loud and clear. Your fat fingers again, yeah. That's right. Just hot, yeah. I tell you what, it's hot when you're out in the sun. But the reason I decided to come out here today is because it's not one of those stinking really hot humid days. Like those humid days like we've had up until yesterday. I kid you not, up until yesterday we had a and the aircon all day and night. You couldn't walk outside, it was that bad. Hang on, let me take this funny hat off. I know this hat looks funny. Whoops, hooked around my mic. I know it's funny. It's that keeps me cool. The regular hat that I wear. Wow, this thing's digging into me so bad. Oh, that's better. Ah, I got this thing here. It's just digging right into me. Whew. Okay. Alright. Hey, the water is on. How you going? I'm excited on my wedding night. Graham Medican. You dirty man. Get your man out of the gutter. Like I said, I was climbing down at the top there. And you get your heads out of your gutters. Yeah. Good old water. Oh, I tell you what. Whew. Whoever invented water, it's a genius. I always say that about chairs. Tell you like the guys who ever invented chairs, they give you a big thumbs up. What have I turned into? Phil Fonnier started that OnlyFans club channel. Oh, I had a feeling. While I was laying up there, and some of you have got your head stuck in the gut. Even though I didn't have the comments, I couldn't see the comments. It's funny. Hey, Luke Reed's on. How you going, Luke? Bring some of that. What's the weather like there? Hey, Luke. When is Buck due over there in Tassie? I tell you, isn't it going to be winter time when he goes over there? I hope Buck's got at least one of those gas heaters or a diesel heater inside his caravan before he goes to. If you're watching Buck, before you go to Tassie, aren't you due over there in something like May or June? So you'll be there during the month of June. It gets pretty cold in Tassie. Bring it on, I say, bring on the cold. It's easier to get warm than it is to get cold, especially when you're out camping. It's a hot one. Yeah, not here. Looks like you guys might have copped all the hot weather, and it's not too bad. I got a lot of big sunlight in the back here, so am I coming up all right on there? Hang on. Let me just change the arrangement here a bit. These thongs should be cool enough to put on now. And no, for you Americans watching, we call thongs something else. So it's not like I'm actually putting any thongs on. Well, I'm actually looking into the phone for them. So it's like I'm pretending like I'm talking into the phone with the camera over here. So now, see if this works. I pull this out. Is that better? As long as I'm comfy, guys. There we go. Obviously I haven't got any harsh lighting you're looking at, because I know these GoPros don't do a very good job. Yes, Luke says yes. Yes to what? Yes, that Luke's got a heater of some sort inside his caravan. Ideally he's going to want something like a diesel or a gas heater. I know he's got that aircon, and it's probably in a split system, I think they call it, hot and cold. But the problem with that is that you have to be plugged into 240 volt all the time to be able to use it. But in places like Tassie, a lot of people told me, when you go to Tassie, you don't go caravan parks, you don't go powered sites, because you can pretty much free camp just about anywhere. There's free camps all over the place in Tassie, I've been told, to some of the most pristine camping grounds that you'll ever imagine. Everyone tells me about this, so you don't go to Tassie and stay in caravan parks. If you're going to do that, you might as well just stay in Australia. Just go from caravan park to caravan park. That's what people are telling me about Tassie. So is that true, Luke? I'm going to do it one day. Going to take this setup over there and spend a bit of time over in Tassie. So, yep. So what's the time? It's 12:09. So there you go. Now I showed you pretty much how my setup is. I could probably show you me packing it away if you want to. I could do that and then we'll call it a video. Let's do that, shall we? This has probably been aired out enough. So before it starts getting too hot, I'm just going to take me time because I've got a bung arm. I'll just set this camera on a chair over here like I did before and take my time and show you me packing up. All right. Set me. Guys, there's a good chance. The reason why I'm doing a lot of these type of live videos of late is I can't get any edited footage out because my computer fried in a storm. But I might be able to get something built together in the next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens, the earliest. All right. So let's now try to set this up. So I can show you, hang on. That's not going to work there, you won't be able to see, won't you? I'll have to put this out in the sun. Actually, if I put this over here, is that too far away? How's that? Yeah, that's too far away, isn't it? Move the wheelie bin a bit closer. Now, hopefully the wind don't blow. Hopefully the wind don't blow the camera. How does that look? Does that look alright? Got to be very careful which buttons I push here. Alright, how does that look? Does that look alright? I'll just check on here. Yeah, that'll do. I think you can mostly see the camera. Okay, so, yep, good. So you can see me, and hopefully you can hear me from back here. So pretending, all right, so we're just pretending. Steve, how long you got before you finish packing up? Oh, 10 minutes. Oh, okay, I might start packing up now. First thing, let's do the chair. I will usually have the chair set up here. Actually, normally the chair's the last thing I pack up. I generally pack up everything else before I do the chair. So this is not the exact process. So this is usually the last thing I do. Pack this up, put it in the back of the car, and then drive off. Because I like to sit in my chair for as long as possible. Now, I've got some advantage to these type of chairs. I've got some disadvantages. One of the disadvantages is how light they are. So you've got to be really careful where you have these, particularly if you're camping next to a fire, because the wind can pick up, and it doesn't take much wind and blow these away into your fire. Which is not a good thing to happen, as you can imagine. Not that it's ever happened to me, it's never happened to me. But I did once, got up and got a little bit careless, and I got up a chair for literally 5 seconds, grabbed something, and I came back and the amber hotspot from the fire flicked up onto the chair, and it's now got a hole in the chair. But it's only a small hole, and it's been there for ages and yonks, and I've sat in it millions of times since, and it's never busted open anymore, that hole. But let me tell you, it was annoying. It pissed me off when that happened, because I like to keep my stuff brand new. Okay. Right. Next thing I do, let me move my phone out of the way here. Close this door. Grab these magnets, because I used to have this gap here that was no good. Don't forget, drop that down. And just walk this around. Now we've got quite a fair bit of wind blowing here. You can see there's no issues for me packing this up. This is taking me a little bit longer than normal because I've got a bunged up left arm and it hurts like crazy, like shit. It just doesn't seem to want to get better. Oh. Now you only got one strap to worry about. You don't need three like a lot of them have. Okay, nice generous sized bag as well. So that's the awning done. And now, before I forget, although even if I do drive off, these magnets won't fall off. They're very strong magnets. I put them on the fridge. Now, I will start to close the rooftop tent. Now, only because there's a bit of wind blowing, I'm just going to go around and make sure all those arms are folded in. In fact, I've got a pillow there that's blown out. I'm just going to grab the rake, oops, and just try to push that. I've never had that happen before. The wind is so strong here, it's blown my pillow out. So I'm just going to push that back in. There we go. Normally that's all done by now. So that's it. Sometimes I might have to just go around and just push it in a little bit on the ends. It's pretty rare I have to do that. Just over here, the side where the wind's blowing. There we go. And now, you probably can't see me, but right now, I like to start at this corner here and hook this up. Now you can see, even with all that bedding in there, there's quite a lot of bedding in there. There's a really thick winter doona in there, really thick one. Oh gosh, my arm is so sore. Oh. So I like to start there and then go to the opposite other corner. This could be tricky to do. See if I can. I usually got to use two hands. There we go, that's not too bad. I'm making it harder than it looks because of my bung arm. But even when you got a bung arm, you can see that it can be done. And I've just got one left to do. And then I turn the power off to the rooftop tent so that just in case anyone walks around and starts pushing buttons, it won't cause any issues. And then of course the ladder. And then that just slides in the back. But of course when I'm at home I don't keep it in the back. So that's me all packed, ready to go. All done. So you can see how quick that was, even though that's actually probably about the longest ever. Whew, just sit down and check any messages here that I might have missed. Huffing and puffing, am I? Oh, it's probably because of the, yeah, it's probably huffing and puffing because of where my mic is. So, a lot of you are chatting amongst yourselves by the looks of it. Oh wow, we've been on for an hour and 8 minutes. Truth. I better check this GoPro. Oh yeah, she's hot. Hot. And I don't even have a battery in it. Wow, that's almost getting too hot to touch now. Mind you, I did have it sitting out in the sun, so probably, well, I wouldn't say it's understandable, but probably understandable in this case. So, yeah. And then all I do next is I go put the car back away in the garage. Before I do that, I better go and put this rubbish bin out of the way. So I don't know what you think of that. Pretty easy setup, isn't it? Pretty easy pack up too. No beds. I go put this back in the garage. Now I might lose signal when I drive into the garage. This will be a good test of Starlink to see if this still connects when I drive into the garage. If so, then that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Oops, better go grab my car keys. I thought I had them in my pocket. Just quickly go in the house. Whew. Hot in the sun. And then once I've done that, Here we are, car keys. Once I've done that, then I'm going to have... Oh, who wants to see my pet? Have a talk to me, little pet. Hello? Hello, are you going to talk? Are you going to talk? Are you going to talk? It's not a dog, it's not a cat. Hello? 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 Here we are. Let me, hang on. Let me show you my pet. Just shut the screen door. Has the screen door open because there's a nice breeze coming through the house. Close the screen door. Now let you say hello to the little fella. Hang on, just put this. Just bear with me, I'll go grab him. I'll go grab my little pet and I'll show you what my pet is. Hello? Hello, come here. Come on. Come on. Come here, Joey. Hello, Joey. Hello, Joey. Hello. There he is. Can you see him? This is what you call a Joey. Oh, you're scared of the camera, are you? My pet. Look, I don't do anything with this bird. I think he's a bit scared of the camera. Look, you look at yourself in the camera. Can you see? Yeah, can you see? Say hello. He does talk. He's got quite a vocabulary. He quite often goes for walks with me and sits on the shoulders, and as you can see, I can just grab him like so. And I'm just holding him very gentle, guys. He loves it when I pick him up like this. So 7 years old, Echolactus, and his name is Joey. Joey? Are you, yeah, Joey? You want to go back in your cage now? Huh? You're starting to get your dads now, are you? Huh? Joey? 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 Say hello. Say hello. He's doing the shy thing now. So, that's a little Joey. So he's got total trust in me, as you can see. No problems. I can just grab him anytime I want. And he's very happy. He's very happy for me to grab him. In fact, he loves it. He'll sit with me all day long and just play. Alright, let's go put this. So that's my little pet. Oh, it's far out. It's freaking hot in the sun. Oh, it's starting to get warm now, eh? But I tell you what, today is nothing compared to what it was. Woo, the last 4 days. Oh my gosh. It was like almost 40 degrees here. Far out. In fact, if you combine the humidity with the temp, it's 40 degrees. Freaking crazy. Buck, count yourself lucky you don't have to deal with this ridiculous hot weather where you're down south there in the cooler climate. Oh, wish I was down there. Geez, how am I going here? Not doing too well. Reversing here. Hang on. Trying to do all this one-handed. Here we are. Oh, no. Oh. Hands, just got to change gears now. put it in drive to go forward. Oh, loving the aircon. I got the aircon blowing on this camera. Curious to see if that cools it down. Bloody hell, the thing is still as hot. I'd probably praise this GoPro in winter time. I think they're good for, probably going to be good for winter. Don't know. Who knows if the thing will last till then. It's showing 36 degrees in the car. Freaking feels like it too. Just got this huge heat spell. It's just come from nowhere. That's why I wanted to. When I noticed it was starting to get really humid and hot again, that's when I thought, no, we'll pack this away. And are we still connected? I'm right in the garage. Oh, don't leave the keys in the car. This car's got a nasty habit of locking when the doors are shut. It locks on its own, whether the keys are in the car or not. So we don't want that to happen, do we? So there you go. So that's cooled, probably cooled my camera down a fraction, so I might be able to get a little bit of extra footage time out of this before she cuts out. Oh no, she's still hot. I should go in the house, put the aircon on. It's probably not. I left the rake out here. I had to use the rake to push the pillow back in the rooftop tent. The wind blew it out. Never had that before. So yeah, it's hot out the back here. Well, it's March, so hopefully soon we should start getting some warmer, cooler weather. Oh, bring on the cold, please. Hello, Joey. Have you already eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have a banana sandwich. That'll be me. Let's have a look and see any comments here. Too hot, yeah, Terry. Whew, just in the last half hour, it's just got, the heat's really turned on. It's got really hot. In fact, I put the aircon on. It shows, goodness me, it showed about 36, was it 37 in the car thermometer, and that's pretty accurate too, that thing, the registering the temp. It's accurate within a degree or two. So, whew. Huh? Joey goes, huh? He laughs too. Oh, I wish he would laugh while I got yous on live. That would be so cool. Let's set on 23. Let's make it nice and cool. All right. Right, give that time to cool down. All right, I can turn the fan off now. Let's go down here, shut these doors. Geez, how terrible these GoPros are in low light situations. It's not that dark there. Geez, you guys rave on about these GoPros. Far out, guys. You need to get yourself out there and buy a decent camera, like a Sony. You're missing out big time. Go, Landy. It's only 31 here in the bay. Only 31. Oh, boy. So, here we are. So let's ask Google. Hey, Google, what does the temperature feel like now?
Right now in Avenel Heights, it feels like 33 due to humidity.
Yeah, feels like 33 due to humidity. I'll ask it, hey Google, what is the temperature now?
In Avenel Heights, it's currently 31 degrees.
31 degrees. So you're spot on, Terry. It's 31 degrees. In other words, it's hot. Not as hot as it was the last couple of days though. There we go. I better turn the light on, eh? Can you see me? Hello, Mum. Could you see her? 40 degrees in Tassie? Are you kidding me? Are you in Tassie? Landy, hey, Terry G going alright. 40 degrees today, which is very unusual for Tassie. 40. Is it a dry heat or is it a wet heat? It's a big difference. Humidity. Do you have humidity? Get the ice machine out now. My brother's up in Darwin at the moment, and he told me, and it's not the first time he's told me this, he's been a few trips to Darwin. He said it's cooler there than it is here, so I don't know what it is about this Central Coast area, but it just seems to be stinking hot and humid here during summer. It's almost unbearable. My hometown here, Bundaberg, got nominated, the second best city in Australia, didn't it? Or something recently in some type of poll. Don't believe it, guys. It's not. I wouldn't call this place second best city. Nothing quenches the thirst like icy cold ice sarsaparilla. You probably thought I was going to say beer, but not sarsaparilla. Love the sunny coast. Just don't come in summer. Oh, I just set off my Google home. Okay. Google, did you?
This is a fart.
Hopefully that got Rob's. A bird just laughed. Tassie, I'm in a spot of Tassie, similar weather to New South Wales. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's amazing. Terry converted van batteries over to lithium. Put two in the bride can use the microwave. Oh, and the missus can use the microwave and aircon. 200s, yep. If you got these new vans with some of these newer aircons, some of these new aircons are coming out now, are very efficient. And if you get yourself a decent setup, such as, Victron gear, hint, I think I'm getting rewards funded for plugging all these products, but nope, Make nothing out of it. Hi Trevor, nice and hot and rocky. Mate, Rocky, I tell you what, anyone who lives in that town, Rocky, I hand it to you. I salute my hat to you. It is like a sauna. Rocky is so hot. I can't stand just driving through the place, getting out for 5 minutes in summer. Whoa. Another place up around Calliope, in those areas too. Basically anywhere within this area that we are in. And a drive, right? Not too much wrong with any drive. I just think value for money wise, there's better out there for the same price. But as far as I know, there's nothing wrong with their DC-DC charges to their products. Although I do have an Enerdrive ePro Plus that, I don't know if you notice in my, I've put my Angle fridge up for sale. It's got to go. I'm selling it. So it's on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm including the Kick-Ass Fridge Slide and the Enerdrive ePro Plus monitor. I'm just going to throw in as a bonus for it, just to help sell it quick. So there's a good bonus there. Yeah, this one here. I'm going to. No one's bought it yet. Hey? So, yep. Ah, Landy Smith. I don't really live in Tassie, so I knew you didn't live in Tassie. I thought you were down there on holidays in one of your Land Rovers. Luke's the one that lives in, where do you live in Tassie, Luke? Are you around Launceston or whatever how you pronounce it? Are you somewhere in that area? You've probably seen snow, I gather. I've never seen snow, I've never touched snow. Yourself? Yeah, but now some of these vans now, some of these new aircons in these vans now are really efficient. And if you're running some, like a lot of them now are starting to run 2 of these Powerpole batteries, the Scouts. So, I mean, the new ones now, they're all coming out with 300 amp capacities in them now, not the 280. I did speak about this in the past, but we'll mention again. What have we got? 15 people on. Oh well, that's okay. For me, it's pretty good. They're coming out with a new battery called a Cub Scout. And it's inside a box, a battery case that's similar size, like a normal size battery box, like your iTech World 120Xs and that. It's inside those type of box. They've got the really good lithium cells in them. I believe the cells might be, don't vouch on me, might be similar to the ones that are in the Mercury. And he's managed to fit 175 amp hours of capacity in them. And that's real capacity. You will get that. Okay, you will get 175 amps out of that battery. So imagine that. And not just that, it's going to have a continuous discharge of 250 amps. So you're going to have a battery with 175 amp hour capacity with a Bluetooth BMS on it, okay, so you can connect to it via Bluetooth, with a 250 amp continuous discharge. Now, true continuous discharge, it is rated for that, and it will actually even handle a lot more than that, but safely 250. In a battery box no bigger than the standard size batteries. I reckon they're going to be popular. Last I heard, I think he's going to sell them for around about 1,500, thereabouts. But it's all good quality stuff. It'll be a battery that'll last you 10 years, I'd say. As long as you don't do anything too stupid with it, it'll last you 10 years. Like any battery. So it looks like a lot of yous down in New South Wales are copping a bit of a heat stroke, a heat wave. Whew. That's looking good for us, isn't it? Up here in Queensland. If yous copping heat waves down there, usually it reaches us about 3-4 days later. But hey, this is the time of year, guys. This is the time of year. Usually this time of the year, at least where I live in this area here, we get our hottest days. These are our hottest humid days, the month of March. And then April, it starts cooling down. And then May, June, July, August, September, oh bliss. Absolutely beautiful. Have you ever thought about an electric bike? Yeah, I have actually. I'd love to get an electric bike. I've got one of those electric scooters. But in hindsight, I wish I did get the electric bike. I love this scooter. It's awesome. Like when my car just before Christmas, when I had to get the new radiator put in the car, well then it was in the garage and I had no vehicle to go anywhere. I just jumped on my electric scooter and just hooted around town, went out places, and it's great. I love it. But problem with it, this is the only problem I have with it, is it's 30 kilos. It's too heavy for me to lift up now, put in the car. So yeah, it's too heavy. Mind you, I'm going to have the same problem with the electric bike, but at least with the electric bike, I could have a bike rack at the back of the vehicle, and all I have to do is just lift it up onto that, and that should be manageable. It won't be easy, it'll be more easier to do than trying to get the scooter. The problem with my scooter is the handlebars don't fold up. So you've got to try to get it in through the passenger door, and then I think it'll be easier for me once I get the back seat put back in. I've got a two-seater that needs to go back in. I need to wait till some friends are over or get someone to help me, because it's 30 kilos, it's too heavy for me. But I want to put the back seat back in the car, and with the back seat in, I think it'd be a lot easier for me to get the scooter in and out then. But electric bike would be awesome. Oh, I just got back. Landy Smith says, just got back from a teachers' conference in Sydney. Forgot it was St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, Sydney Any excuse in Sydney, any events on, they celebrate it big time down there. But what a beautiful city Sydney is. They've got so much to offer. The bushwalking, the camping just outside the Sydney is just remarkable. It is very pretty, New South Wales. I've done a lot of bushwalking around New South Wales. The Royal National Park, just the second oldest national park in the world, not in Australia. Well, certainly oldest in Australia. It's the second oldest national park in the world. It's the Royal National Park just south of Sydney. And I've done the bushwalking through there with the backpack, staying in a little tent. Done that a number of times, as well as just north of Sydney, around the Blue Mountains, like the 6 foot track. Up around Canberra as well, up around there. Beautiful camping areas, especially for backpackers. I don't know what it's like for 4 drivers. I've never took a vehicle there and gone around in a vehicle. When is the merchandise coming out? You know, I'm looking into it. It will come out. I don't know when. I always said a while back, and a lot of yous would know, already told you that, I made a decision quite some time ago that I will wait till I reach 10,000 subscribers and then put merchandise out. But then back then I thought I would have got to 10,000 a lot quicker. Well, I haven't reached anywhere near there. But I thought I would have got there by now, to be honest, a couple of years ago. But no, I'm not quite halfway there now. So if I do that, oh man, I think it'll be 5 years at this rate, the way I'm going now, the way my channel is, it'll be 5 years before I reach 10,000. So I don't want to wait 5 years before I put some merch out. So I'm starting to look into it. But geez, the prices, guys, the prices. That's even just to get a t-shirt done with the print on, and then it's like, just to buy and get it printed, you're looking at $35, $40. And that's just too much money. So, I remember in the old days when I used to go to school, we used to get taught to do screen printing. We used to do screen printing when I was a kid. So I'm going to look into getting my own screen printing kit. And we used to do it in different colours as well. I remember doing it. You had one with a pattern on, another one different pattern. Use one colour, swipe over, boom, up. And then you get another one, another colour, up, and so on. And by the time you finished, even with the colours are blended together, etc., it looks really nice. So, I learned to do that when I was in primary school. So, I like to look into doing, go to Kmart or somewhere like that and buy these cheap t-shirts that sometimes you see. At Harbour Town, they're selling like real nice, clean, white quality t-shirts in grey with no print or white, $5, $6. Have my own screen printer and get some of the shirts out with some of the prints, like a nice little print here with my logo, a nice big one at the back, just in cotton t-shirt, and be able to sell them cheap. So that's what I'd like to do that. So just yesterday I started doing a little bit of research into it, going on Google, looking for a decent screen print. So I need to do some more YouTube search on how to do it, to jog me mind, how to do all that. Most like the fishing shirts, yeah. I mean, oh, the hippie tie-dye, yeah. Oh boy, I remember that. Oh my gosh. We used to get the t-shirts and then we screwed them up into knots and tied them up in knots and then ducked them down into different coloured dyes or something, and it puts them out and they'd all come. They were very hippie. I remember that. Why not just do stubby coolers stickers? Even the dear now, have you looked into how much it is to do stubby coolers? Although you can get stubby coolers done if you do order a batch of 100 plus or 200 plus, they start getting a bit cheaper. Eventually those two stickers, yeah, that would be great. A lot of you like the fishing shirts, do you? I personally, I find I feel cooler in cotton shirts in this climate than I do in the fishing shirts. There's not a lot of fishing shirts out there I've found that I can wear during summer. I just find they're too hot and they just stick to you. Whereas the cotton t-shirts, in summer, you can see I'm pretty wet here. Just that short while I was outside, how hot it is. But I tell you what, I did find, let me go grab something. I'll just be a tick and I'll go grab something and show you. Actually, I've got my mic on here, so you'll be able to hear me away from the camera. I was at the markets the other day, the local markets, and I have seen this guy before. And I was wearing this a couple of weeks ago during one of the live feeds. And he was selling these shirts. And the company's called Nudie Cover. So apparently it's like, I was nearly going to wear it today and I probably should have. And it's, well, I'm in the air conditioning and that camera's still hot. So this here, it's called, company called Nudie Cover, and they're actually based in Bundaberg. And they go around and do the markets. They've got a website, so it's, what is it? N-U-D-I-C-O-V-E-R, one word, Nudie Cover. And apparently it's like, if you wear this, you'll feel like you're nude. So it's like wearing this without wearing clothes. And this is his one with the hoodie and the zip up the front. But he's got shorts and everything. In fact, I went to the markets this morning. I wanted to buy the shorts, but he's not there. I think he's out doing a surfing carnival somewhere near Brisbane for a couple of days. But it's got, this one's got pockets on the inside, and it's got a zippered pocket on the outside as well, and same on the other side. And it's quite a nice colour as well. So maybe I should talk to him, because he's a local. Maybe I should talk to him and see if I can get my embroidered my logo on it. Would you be interested in that? Because this is really nice to wear when it's really hot. And he's got them in different colours, but I really like this blue. It's beautiful, isn't it? You see how you can see it's kind of see-through? There, but if you're putting it on top of you, you can't see through it. So, yeah. And I got the one with the hoodie, so I figured I'd have the hoodie on my head to protect the back of my neck as well. And I wore this one day when it was really hot outside, and it actually kept me relatively cool. So it wasn't too bad. It was really nice. So, yeah, so this is called Nudie Cover. Like I said, they're Bundaberg company. It's in Bundy. Although, like everything else, it's not made in Bundy. In fact, I asked him if they were made in China, and he says no. But when I looked on the thing here, which is kind of weird, Oh, it doesn't say here. He told me they're not made in China. It's 100% polyester. Designed in Australia, made in China. There it is. I asked if it's made in China and he said no, but it is made in China. But that's okay. I don't have that against him. So it's just bizarre why he would say that. How much are they? They are expensive. This one was $75. This is the dearest one he's got. I like this one with the zip and the hoodie. He's got the polo shirt ones, and they were, I think, I don't know, you'd have to go online, they might be 60. He's got caps that are about $25 or $30 for the caps. He's got shorts, and I think they were $45 or something. But he also makes them for pets. So he's got them made that fit on your pets, your pet dogs as well. So yeah, the Wanderer, Robert, they are expensive. They are expensive. So yeah, might be too expensive. I mean, I probably wouldn't get this one. I wouldn't get this one if I was going to get them embroidered. I can have a talk to him next time I'll see him and see what costs we can come up. But probably the polo one, but it's going to be, I'd say it'll be $60. I'm pretty sure it'll be $60. I don't know, you guys willing to spend $60 on a shirt? Otherwise I'll just do like through SMG Sports or whatever. But being that this guy's local here in Bundy, his company's based here, it'd be cool to support someone locally here. I'd like to do that, that'd be awesome. So I'll have a talk to him next time I bump into him at the markets and see what can come up, what costs, and then maybe I could do a live cross to him when he's head off the early market, early live, do a video and show him. He's got this humongous big van, it's like a big shop. He tows around with him. I think the max is 50 for a shirt and 60 for a hoodie, yeah. So he's got 60 for the polo shirts. He doesn't have a shirt as such, so polo or the hoodie, and 75 for the hoodie. Oh, that's true. You've got to put the cost of logos in it. And if you want to make a small profit, well, would it be like the nice thing to cover the cost actually. Main thing is to cover the cost. So yeah, it's probably going to end up costing too much, isn't it? But it's really lightweight. It's like a lightweight garden, you know, those garden cloths, those cloths. They're shade cloths, lightweight shade cloth. That's what it is, just many little holes in it. That's basically what it is. But it's very well made. So, socks, that'd be funny. Why not just do stubby cooler stickers and patches, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a shirt, isn't it? That's why I was thinking about having a go at doing my own screen printing and then making some cotton shirts. There's not many people are really doing the cotton shirts. They're doing the fishing shirts. Personally, I prefer to wear the cotton shirts over the fishing shirts because I find most of the fishing shirts, there are some exceptions, but I find most of them are too hot. That's why you don't see me wearing them. I just wear the cotton Um, so, yep. The Crisco, 1969. You got the look covered your face. Yeah. I like the harbour, but I would choose Melbourne. A lot of people say that. I like Sydney. I think Sydney's beautiful. It's got so much to offer. It's got the history around the rocks, the museums. There's those museums there. It's just where history started. But I suppose Melbourne was probably started before Sydney, I would imagine. So it would be nice to see the history there. But my brother went to, a lot of people tell me that, if you like Sydney, you'll love Melbourne. But he's been to both, and he hated Melbourne. He's been to Melbourne, he didn't like it. He just told me there's just graffiti everywhere. It's just too much graffiti around. He just walked around everywhere. He just didn't like looking at the graffiti. And he said the river, what's it called? The river there, it's really dirty. And you wouldn't even want to put your feet in it. It's that dirty, really crappy and smelly city, and I don't know. And yeah, a lot of people tell me how great it is, except my brother says it's a dump. Homemade mango fruitcake. I bought at the markets this morning. Someone makes these cakes and sells them at the markets. Geez, they're yummy. All it's got mixed fruit, mangoes, water, soda, self-raising flour and eggs. That's it. I don't know what the soda is. That's all that's in this. But geez, it's yummy, hey Mum? Huh? No, it's not. It's not like every other cake. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. Ah, nice.
What do you do? You were wet. What do you do?
I don't know why I'm still wet, eh?
Yeah, I don't know why you...
Well, I was outside.
I didn't get you wet.
I was outside in the sun for a while. I'm still soaking wet. It just started getting really hot outside. How hot is this camera now? It's still hot, but I can still hold on to it. And it's inside air conditioning in the house. Now it's getting hotter as I touch. That is still a lot hotter than what it should be. And I don't have the battery inside it. I'm using that GoPro Volta. How long have I been on for? 1 hour 53. Oh, let's see if we make it 2 hours. The city is just beautiful. But I don't like Brisbane. It's kind of a pretty city. Around the river, it's got nice walks. The city itself is nice, but the road system is terrible. I feel it's worse than Sydney. The transport, the public transport is just horrendous in Brisbane. Like Sydney, if you miss the train, you only got to wait 5 minutes at most. Sometimes even just 2 or 3 minutes to get the next train. Brisbane is nothing like waiting an hour for the next train, depending where you want to go. It's very expensive. It's good as months, so much cheaper. I think Sydney's a better city than Brisbane, but it's also you got to be a millionaire to live there, literally, especially if you want to own a house. Well, anything within 50 k's. Well, it used to be anything within 50 k's of Sydney is $1 million plus, but now that's extended even out further. Even places more than 50 k's outside the Sydney now is $1 million plus. Even if they're dumps of houses, it's just the price of the land. You moved into the air conditioning. Oh yeah, I had to, mate. I got the aircon on now, 23. It's starting to cool down really nice in the house now. So it's just starting to get to just this hot spell starting to move in. Oh, and the Buck went on about Newcastle, eh? It did look really nice from the air, but I wish he showed more of the, I would have liked to have seen more of the Hunter Valley. We used to go to Hunter Valley at Cessnock about 35, 37 years ago, and used to go down the end of this road to a tea set, this old, like tavern there, and they had some drink called the Jungle Juice. Which apparently to this day is still there. I can't believe Buck didn't even know about that and didn't see that. The old Jungle Juice. So Cessnock really is beautiful around the Hunter Valley. We used to go there on holidays a fair bit. Do you remember we used to go to Cessnock to go meet those Fijians of ours? Yeah. And they were really good friends of ours, these Fijian that moved from Fiji to, and they came to Bundy and we met them, we became very good friends. But then after a while they left, after many years, they left Bundy and moved to Cessnock and lived in Cessnock. And I remember when the first time we went to visit them at Cessnock, they were in this old house, right? And let me go over here, maybe the TV won't have interfered too much. They were in this old house, and they're telling me, this is like 35, 36 years ago, and it's over 100 years old. Timber home. And I woke up in the morning, I was sleeping and I woke up in the morning and the whole house was shaking. You know, like this, although this is probably not shaking now because it's got stability mode turned on. And, but I remember there was these pictures hanging up in the bedroom I was sleeping in, and they were shaking, they were rattling, I could hear things rattling, and I got up, I was got out, saw the kitchen doors opening. And I said to everyone, earthquake, 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 quick, get out the house. And the lady, the Fijian lady, and her Fijian husband came out and said, oh, no, it's nothing, Phil, it's just got to put the washing machine on. Do you remember that, Mum?
Yeah, I remember.
Just the washing machine, guys, just shook the guts out of the... And they got no foundations. The house is just literally built on top of the land. And it just shakes. No foundations. Don't tell no one Newcastle don't come. Oh, they still sell the Jungle Juice. I live in Sydney. You're lucky, buddy. Yeah, you're lucky I live in Sydney. Sydney. If you're ever going to live in a city, that'll be where. It's got so much to offer the stuff that I'm interested in. And I found food was cheaper there and you had better quality fruit and veggies than what we get up here. Even though we're living in a farming community, they seem to feed us just pig food here, where you get all the good stuff down there. Clothes, so much cheaper I've found whenever I visit. I know because I've got relatives that lives there and we go down and visit. Clothes are so much cheaper I've always found there. than here, more range as well. TVs are cheaper, except, you know, your rates, your fuel, because you got to drive so far to get anywhere, although you got really good cheap transportation, so you could get away without having a vehicle there. And you know, the house prices are very, very high. It's the price you live to be able to buy. Just earn it. Yeah. But Newcastle, last time I've been in Newcastle would have been 35, 36 years ago. And boy, hasn't it taken off a lot from what I've seen from... unfortunately, Buck didn't show a lot of Newcastle. It's unfortunate. I would have liked to see more of the cities if he had interacted with more of the people of the town and showed some of the videos of the towns. That would have been good to see. I mean, I love the beaches too. But it would have been great to see the town. But well, from what I could see from the air, it looks like it's developed a lot. Newcastle in the last 35, 36 years since I've been there. And I remember going up that hill to that military, I don't know. I always thought it was like a military place, but it must have been that it looks similar to when he showed that old jail there. So I don't know what Newcastle's like nowadays. But it looks like you got a nice beach. I didn't realise Stockton Beach was near Newcastle when he flew over the air and showed Stockton Beach. I didn't... It's interesting, a four drive's not allowed on Stockton Beach anymore. When Buck flew over, I didn't see any four drives on the beach. Probably the same problems we have here. People leaving all their rubbish behind, doing stupid things, rolling over and that, and gets the beaches closed. The old Jungles juice, Wallenby pub. Eh? All right, how long have we been on for? 2 hours, cool, just over 2 hours. Awesome. All right, no more questions? We might call it at that, eh? Let me just go back. Let me just go back a little bit on some of the comments and make sure I haven't missed anything earlier on. Launceston, so you do, Luke? You live in Launceston. That's where the Spirit of Tasmania, isn't that what it's called? The boat you go on to, you drive on and you go over, doesn't it dock at Launceston or near there? Blame the bird. What did Joey do? Joey's busy eating now. He's one bird that when he's hungry, he's got to eat. If he doesn't eat, if there's no food when he eats, he'd scream. And he'll scream until you give him food. So... Joey. Terry says hello, Joey. Jeez, I can't believe it's 40 degrees in Tassie. Too hot today, yeah, I know, it was pretty warm, Terry, but there was a nice breeze. It at least where I am here, so it wasn't too bad out the backyard when I was setting up. As long as I stayed in the shade, the cool breeze made the difference, but then it seemed to have lost that cool breeze. It got hot, the wind must have changed. I was at the markets early this morning, 7 a.m, and it was quite nice actually. There was a bit of a westerly blowing, which is unusual this time of the year, and you could feel the coolness in the air. Oh, it was beautiful. But didn't take too long before she started warming up. So I'm curious, now that I'm inside the house, I'm right next to the Wi-Fi router. Is the footage a lot clearer, a lot better? Is there less breakup? If someone could let me know. It shouldn't, hang on, let me see if I move this. It shouldn't be, there shouldn't be a difference really. It shouldn't, because the mesh routing system that I'm using should be strong enough out the back where I am. So it shouldn't really be any difference to the signal. But I'm just curious. So I've been inside the house, if the footage is better, less breakup. Alright, I've gone through all the messages. Looks like I covered everything. Yeah, Sydney is a very busy place. Yeah, I had to put my phone in the freezer because it overheated while working on the cruiser. This GoPro will probably almost need to go in. I'm in the aircon and wow man, that thing is still hot as. That's crazy how hot that is. It's still dropping out a bit, okay. Yeah, it shouldn't make any difference. Michael says no breakup at all. Oh, I just saw it just breaking up just then. Although there's a bit of a delay here on the screen, but I just saw. That's just the characteristics of Starlink. You cannot avoid that when you're going live, unfortunately, but at least it is still reachable, still go live. Alright. Alright. I know it's the very same, yeah, it shouldn't be any different, should be same. Gosh, I'm still wet. Unbelievable. So, just waiting for the house to cool down. It's starting to cool down now. I should have turned the aircon on earlier. It got a bit hot in the house here. I just got one big aircon that just covers the whole house basically. Now I can see a little bit of a break up here, but that's understandable. But it seems like the mic's working fine. Although I notice the battery's getting a bit low on the mic, so when the battery gets low, the sound will break up. So the sound is probably breaking up more than what the picture is at the moment, I would imagine, because I see the battery's getting low on the on my GoPro mic. I don't have the rechargeable batteries in mine. Mine uses AA's because it's these big ones. The Rode Link. I've had this for ages. This is a transmitter and I've got the receiver sitting on top of the GoPro. One of the mics that I use on my good camera, but it's got a range. It's got a range. Something ridiculous. It's amazing. Yeah. Geez, it's a big delay. I'm filming here and seeing the delay of when it's actually on YouTube. And it is huge. It's like 20 seconds or something. At least, have to be. It's amazing. Okay. I see there's no more comments coming in for a while, so we might log off now. And yeah. Oh, I wonder if some bit of cooking that I did. Tell you what, last some meal, but I made this up, and we're going to eat this tonight, hey Mum?
Yeah. What are you cooking, Doctor?
It's that food I cooked last night, remember?
What do you put under there?
I made this myself. Hopefully it looks alright. But tell you what, it tastes better than it looks.